Hey Luz, how'd you do it? Whoa! What's that?
Oh, hi Gruff. I'm just fixing up something that I got from the pre-release.
Is it a new commander?
It will be once I work out all of the kinks.
What's it do?
It transforms artifacts and converts transformers.
Does it transform transformers too?
Legally no, but technically yes.
Bummer. How'd you get it in here anyway?
I don't remember. Good evening, darlings and deviants. My name is Lucy, and I'm just a little loony. So Lost Caverns of Ixalan just came out, and with it, the last batch of Set Booster exclusive commander cards. It's a whole thing, I'll probably talk about it more in another video, but the important thing is it gives us one last hurrah of cool cards to play around with. The coolest one, in my opinion, is Tetzin, Gnome Champion. Jeskai Artifacts is nothing new, but Tetzin offers another side to the archetype that I think you'll enjoy. And hey, trying something new out. If you like what you're watching, be sure to like and subscribe. It keeps the show on the metaphorical road and lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. So, first things first. Tetzin Gnome Champion is a blue, a red, and a white for a 2/2 legendary artifact creature who's a gnome. The ability is very unique. Whenever Tetzin, or is very important here, another double-faced artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you mill 3 cards. You may put an artifact card from among them into your hand. This card advantage engine is extremely powerful if a bit specific, but we're not done yet. Tetzin also has Craft with 6 artifacts. Craft is an interesting new mechanic where you can, as a sorcery, exile Tetzin along with 6 other artifacts that are in play or in the graveyard, and then bring Tetzin back in transformed as the Golden Gear Colossus. Tetzin gains Vigilance and Trample along with a much beefier 6/6 stat line. The much cooler ability is that whenever the Golden Gear Colossus comes into play or attacks, you may transform a double-faced artifact you control. This is extremely powerful with the craft mechanic in the new set, letting you subvert the craft cost of your future artifacts. But they don't call me loony for nothing, and we don't want to just flip these Minecraft cards. We want to flip some crazy cards. So let's take a look and see what super cool stuff can be flipped. Everyone's talking about Azor's Gateway, a card filtering artifact that flips into a very powerful land, but the other flip artifacts in the old Ixalan sets are just as cool. Conqueror's Galleon is a 4-mana 2/10 vehicle with crew 4 and the following ability. When Conqueror's Galleon attacks, exile it at the end of combat, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. Well, that means we're never dealing combat damage with it, so what's the other side do? Well, it transforms into Conqueror's Foothold, a land that taps for a colorless mana and offers a plethora of abilities. For 2 and tapping the land, you get to draw a card and then discard one. 4 and tap to just draw a card, then 6 and tap to regrow anything from the graveyard to our hand. All of these can be activated at instant speed, perfect for a blue deck that can get really tricky on our opponent's turns. Another fun one is something I've talked about before, but is even better in a Tetzin deck. Golden Guardian. For 4 mana, you get a 4/4 Golem with Defender, who you can pay 2 generic and make it fight a target creature you control. Okay, I swear it gets a bit better. Because when it dies this turn, you can flip it over into the Goldforge Garrison. In addition to making 2 mana, which is a pretty good piece of ramp, you can also pay 4 and tap the land to make a 4/4 Golem whenever you want. All of that with just 1 attack from Tetzin is pretty.
Ooh, I got an idea.
Oh? What is it, Gruff?
What about the gods from Kaldheim? They can be artifacts, and you could transform them back if you want. A 2-mana Torolf or Halvar seems really cool.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gruff, but that doesn't work. You see, the Kaldheim gods are a bit of a tricky situation. A modal double-faced card, like Halvar, doesn't transform. It's more like a split card than a traditional double-faced card. But you know what cards do transform? Well, these technically don't transform. They convert. Back in the Brothers' War, Transformers got a set of magic cards. Considering Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, it made a lot of sense, even if it was a bit jarring to see when you were opening packs of a very serious Magic lore expansion. It's like watching a Saturday morning cartoon in the middle of your Dungeons & Dragons campaign, but the cards are pretty sweet nonetheless. There's only about 7 Transformers in the game in red, white, and blue colors, but the best of the bunch is the leader of the Autobots, Optimus Prime. For 3, a red, a white, and a blue, You get a massive 4/8 body on a legendary artifact creature robot named Optimus Prime Hero, with, at the beginning of each instep, bolster 1. You choose a creature with the least toughness among creatures you control and you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And he has, when Optimus Prime dies, you return it to the battlefield converted under its owner's control. Optimus's transformed side is Optimus Prime Autobot Leader. He becomes a 6/8 and gets living metal, which means as long as it's your turn, this vehicle is also a creature. And he gets trample. It also has, whenever you attack, you bolster 2. The chosen creature gains trample until the end of turn. When that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you convert Optimus Prime. Keep in mind, this is whenever you attack, even if you don't attack with Optimus Prime. Wait, I can hear you say, why do these convert and not transform? And if they convert, doesn't that mean that Tetzin doesn't work with them? Is this entire video pointless? Why are these two keywords different? Frankly, the reason is beyond me. I am told they lost the ability to properly transform due to some sort of binding magics called copyright law, and the Transformers needed to learn how to convert in order to maintain combat efficiency. Or maybe it's just a dumb legal thing, who knows. Luckily, transform and convert are basically synonyms. If something says convert, it means transform, and if something says transform, it can also mean convert. So Tetzin can transform these converting Transformers. I swear, that sentence is super, makes sense, everything's fine, everything's fine. Everything is fine. Regardless, there's not enough Transformers to build an entire deck out of them, but it's a fun thing to include while you're flipping more artifacts than a McWindy King is flipping burgers. But what do you think? Is Tetzin an extremely powerful artifact commander, or are these robots too caught up in their disguises? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you all so very much for watching, and until next time, au revoir!